Neversink no-till methods or some other no-till method and do it at scale? And I get asked that a lot, whether you can do this method that I use at Neversink Farm and do 2 acres, 4 acres, 10 acres. I would first say that if you're starting, it's not a good idea to start that big, because for success at no-till, or success that I found, it's really about working on a small scale and getting things right as often as you can, improving all the time, and trying to get maximum amount of production out of a small space. And that's hard to do as you get bigger. It's hard to maximize what you have. It's just like if you had a small closet and you want to maximize it, you start putting in shelves, you start making sure things are folded and organized. Then if you had a big, huge walk-in closet, at least me, there's stuff everywhere, and I wouldn't be maximizing the space. And that's really the first thing, is can it be maximized, dependent on one's personality. And another thing to think about is you can't take a production number of something small and calculate up. So you couldn't take a 1/3 acre production and calculate it to what it would earn per acre. It's not possible. There's just too many variables involved when you get bigger. Your product line has to change, your customers may change, and you're just not going to be doing the same things that you would on 1/3 of an acre as you would be on 1 acre. So you cannot do that calculation. And that's important to remember, that each time you get bigger, the production, when it comes to money, is going to be very, very different. So whatever you're earning on 1 square foot doesn't mean on 30,000 square feet you're going to do the same. You can't, do $20 on a small tray of something and then say, well, if I had an acre, I could do $1 million. It just doesn't work. And the same thing is true if you had 1/3 of an acre and you're doing a certain amount, 100K on 1/3 of an acre, it doesn't mean you're going to do 300K on an acre. It just, that calculation doesn't work. And so as you get bigger, things change pretty rapidly. So if you are able to do a no-till system on 4 acres, it doesn't mean you do 4 times the production of a 1 acre, because so many things will change. Your crops will change, because let's say you have your 100 customers that you're selling some high value crops to on a small scale, 1/3 of an acre, 1/2 an acre. When you move to an acre, you either need to get more customers that you don't have to travel to having the exact same crops you're selling them to. And that's not very easy. More likely you'll be selling that same customer different crops. And you might be going from really high value to not as high value, which changes your per square foot. So while it may be possible to do this system at a larger scale, you want to be careful on calculating your production ahead of time, because it's going to go down as you get bigger, in my opinion. That said, certainly what you can do on 1/2 an acre or an acre, you can continue to do the same systems on bigger and bigger land. I would recommend doing it slowly as you get bigger and just add to it as things are under control and working well. And it certainly can be done, but can it be done as well is the big question. Can you do 4 acres as well as you could 1 acre? And for me, I know I probably couldn't. I think it would just be too big for me, and I would lose interest as I got that big. But sure, it can be done, but whether it can be done as well is certainly another question, and whether it can be done at the same rate of production is highly unlikely.